I am back from my trip to Kansas, and I want to say this: Kansas is out of this universe. It is the most unique place I've ever been to in the entire United States, particularly whenever it comes to the sun. I know that there are places that on average are a whole lot hotter than Kansas, and yet there is something about how the sun hits you in the middle of July in Kansas that unless you've been there, you can't fully comprehend. And I want to take a moment today and talk about why the sun just hits your body differently in Kansas and figure out what kind of lessons we can get from that. Here's the first reason. In Kansas, there was virtually no trees whenever settlers arrived. And even to this day, there are very, very few trees anywhere. And so whenever you're in Kansas, the early settlers compared it to an ocean of grass. It's like you're standing in a giant parking lot without a single tree. Here's another reason. Not only in Kansas is there an ocean of grass with no trees to give you shade, but also in Kansas, because of the latitude of the state, the sun reaches very high into the sky. And because of its flat land, it's baking you from overhead throughout the entire day. Because Kansas is a very dry state, the dry soil absorbs the sunlight. Wheat fields become heat reservoirs. Roads radiate heat upward. So in Kansas, you're getting heat from the sun and from the ground. Another reality that makes Kansas so unbearably hot is that the wind is not your friend. Growing up in Appalachia and seeing the valleys and the cool streams and all that comes with it, on a summer day, a good breeze is heavenly. But in Kansas, you've got hundreds of miles of flat ground that is all heated equally. And when the wind moves, it's like blowing a convection oven at you. We can complain about the heat in places like Kansas, or we can learn the lessons that they have for us. I know that Kansas is not on average the hottest place in the United States, but what makes Kansas so extreme is that all of the elements, all of the parts of the state are working in unison to make it such an extreme place. The sunlight, the prairie, the flat land, the fields, the roads, the wind, the sun high in the air, all of these things are working in unison. And that's one of the reasons I love studying geography, is that there are great lessons to be learned in all of this. The Bible says that we are many members of the same body, and when we work together in unison, we can do extreme things for the cause of Christ. That's the great takeaway for me from a place as extreme as Kansas. Thanks for watching Places That Preach.